Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth and I'm back doing a new series that I decided to do that's kind of a freestyle messages in horoscope. That's kind of a freestyle horoscope using several different decks and using, kind of a different, more of a flexible time frame. So this video is for everyone with their ascendant, sun, or moon in Pisces, and I'm recording this mid-May. It is not to take the place of my regular mid-May videos. This is my attempt to do a little bit shorter messages, although chances are they won't be. Especially because I'm using different decks, but I'm making the attempt anyways. And because I felt like this was important. I feel like the messages that are going to come through are going to touch people at different times that don't necessarily, they're not necessarily going to be watching them in May. And it could be in June, or it could be July, or it could be sometime later when, maybe they're not expecting it. So I wanted to do these, for that reason, and also because I was excited and I could see it in my mind, and I like the freedom that I can, kind of things can morph and use different decks, kind of like I would if I was reading for myself. So if I read for myself, I lay out like all different decks. I get all my decks out and I start to read, and things kind of just come to me in different ways. So it kind of steps away from the way I've read before in the past. But hopefully you guys will like the difference, the change in style. Obviously, I am going to be talking like I normally would, but I just wanted to try something different. So I am going to start off reading from the Enchanted Map deck by Call It Baron Reed, and this is a deck that, I have not taken any artistic creative license with. I'm going to be reading specifically from the book. The other decks that I use, I have taken artistic creative license with, but this one I like because the messages are very simple and they're very clear, and I like the imagery as well. So I'm just going to shuffle a little bit here and then lay out a spread. Now, I'm not reading every single card, okay? I'm just reading a couple of different cards and kind of, again, it's a freestyle type of reading. Just going to lay it out here. And again, this is for everyone with their ascendant, sun, or moon in Pisces. It may or may not be for May 2016. It's very interesting because I think it was Capricorn that actually got for May the card called Ghostlands. Okay, so you may have some planets in Capricorn. You may be in a relationship to a Capricorn, or you just may be going something similar to Capricorn at this time. Okay, now again, time may be, when you're watching this, it may be, June, July, sometime like that, or even like years later. You could be watching this on YouTube, suddenly you find it and it's applicable, now. The thing about this card is I talked a lot in my Capricorn video, so you should definitely watch it. I will leave a little link for it, like right here, or maybe like right here. Check the little info box. I'll also make this suggestion because it definitely connects up, and I talked a lot in that video about this place called the House of Forks, which you can go on Wikipedia because it's on there and read more about it. But it's a fictitious place. It's a place where all times meet, okay? And it's from a book by Angie Sage, okay? She's done a whole series, the Septimus Heap series, and there are several books in the series. The first book is called Magic, and I think it's the fourth book in the series where they journey to this place called the House of Forks, where time basically doesn't exist. It's this place in, it's sort of like this castle in the middle of of nowhere, and you can get stuck there for a long period of time. And so I did a lot of links also under my Capricorn video to that, but I will link under this video as well if you'd like to read those books. Because I did a lot of specific links to those books. So just to reference the House of Forks. But it's a place where all times meet, where time doesn't exist, where you have to be in the moment, where trying to get ahead is not going to help. Trying to move things forward in your own time, it doesn't really work, because this is like a giant clock. Okay, to me, this is divine timing. It's about divine timing. It's about being in the moment. It's things not happening when you want them to happen. This is things happening because there's a lot of other things going on around, a lot of behind the scenes things going on with the angels. That is the outcome. So I really want to read what it says about the Ghostlands from the book for that card. It says, whenever you set your sights too far ahead, you run the risk of losing your footing, for rarely do the present and future match up exactly on the enchanted map that is your life story. The future has no substance right now. It is a place that has no grounding as of yet. You can't live there, yet you can take measured steps towards a goal or dream. These steps are important now. The same goes for nostalgia. You can look into the past wistfully and remember beautiful moments or revisit lessons learned. However, you can't live there, nor can you go back and change what was. Yesterday is gone forever. Live fully in the present. The now is the most powerful place to put your attention. Its magic reaches out in every direction, further than the heart and soul can see. So, the thing about this card is that, to me, how it relates to Pisces, to me, Pisces live kind of in their own dream land. In a way, they always live in the House of Forks, okay? which is their destiny as a Pisces, because Pisces has, in a way, both lives in the past and the future at the same time. So it's, in essence, they're constantly battling, living in this dream world, getting too far ahead, living, in the past, not really being in the present moment, not being grounded in the present moment. So to me, you need to be grounded. You need to take steps to really ground yourself via exercise, walking, running, being outside, crucial. You need to let go of anything that's too far ahead and anything that's far behind. You may have some planets in Scorpio or Cancer where you're clinging to the past, or you may have some planets that are very far forward, thinking, again, Aquarius thinks very far ahead. Capricorn also, Capricorn can get lost in that distant goal, that one thing ahead. Sagittarius too. Sagittarius are very forward thinking. Sometimes they're very they're far-sighted in a sense. They can see what's far ahead, but they can't see what's right in front of their own nose. That's a Sagittarius. So you have some planets in Sagittarius too. Or some of the others that I mentioned that is struggling with this concept of being grounded in the now moment, of doing things, taking steps, small steps in this present time. A lot of people try to plot and plan for the future, but don't actually take any steps to do anything about it. So in a way, a lot of times people can get stuck in the dream reality or the fantasy of like what's going to happen, but it doesn't actually materialize because A, because of timing issues, B, because they haven't actually done anything about it. So it's like the person that's like wants to build the dream house, but hasn't started saving a dime, okay? someone who wants to maybe go on vacation to a nice place and hasn't, called up to find out tickets, hasn't checked their schedule, hasn't blocked off anything on their calendar. I always tell Pisces, check your calendar, look at your calendar, check it twice, okay? There's numbers, dates, times here, okay? Because to me, you can see in this card, there's a lot of numbers, dates, and times. To me, this is the time. This is the watch. This is the time. This is watching the time. Getting stuck. I wouldn't say being late for things, being early for things. This is getting stuck in the past. This is getting stuck in the future. Needing to just focus on the now moment. That's the major thing. And because it's the outcome, it's almost like in order to go forward, the timing has to be right. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think what's going to help you best here. As far as time. Now the clock, it's weird because I didn't even notice in my other video that you can't read the time like normally. See, I was saying that the clock on this card has stopped middle of June, literally middle of June. Middle to end even possibly. I'm reading this as the 17th, the hand is stuck between the 17th and the 18th. So it could be, I want to say the 17th or 18th. Most likely the 17th, but it could also be June 4th or 5th, because there's numbers on the inside as well. June 3rd, 4th, or 5th. Some key dates. I would write down those dates. 17th or 18th would be the time. There's something timing going on those dates. I'm just noticing that here. It's very interesting because it's like in the image, I never even noticed this. All these numbers are merging and it's hard to read them, but that's what I'm seeing here. So I'm going to show you. There's a symbol of the crab, there's a symbol of Gemini, and there's a symbol of Taurus. So it's middle of June where the hand is stuck. And this is the 16th, that's the 17th, that's the 18th. So I'm leaning more towards the 18th, 17th or 18th for you, for key dates, but also, sorry, on the inside too. Inside there's some numbers on the inside, so that's the second, be the 3rd or 4th that's landed on, possibly even the 5th too. So those are some dates to write down. Very interesting for you to see how this is going to play out. I want to say you're going to be going through some changes because you have both the coming apart card and the metamorphosis card. I'm going to read the coming apart card first because it's in the immediate future. So this is what you're going through. And the coming apart card to me, this could even be applicable more towards June because to me this is the twins. This is two parts. So you may have some planets in Gemini too. I feel a very strong Gemini here for you, but sense about things. I'm going to set that aside here. So let me see what it says. I'm going to read you what it says. It says, now is the time to take separate paths. It says, the coming apart card is assigned to put an end to what is no longer working for you. Has a commitment been broken? Perhaps you need to break a promise or change course because you took on more than you could handle. This is a perfect time to reassess your goals and values. As your actions in alignment with what you believe, are your actions in alignment with what you believe in? Have you created a partnership that is not mutually beneficial? Separation, dissolution, and dispersion are all in focus now. It says, if someone wishes to break away from you, don't chase the relationship out of a sense of fear. The price you'll pay will not be worth the prize. Separation brings good fortune. It's interesting because the Ghostlands in my Capricorn video, to me, is like a giant clock, and that is the wheel. To me, it connects with the wheel of the Wheel of Fortune. I was going to say the Wheel of Fortune and let me look for it, see if I can find it here. All my cards are very sticky right now. I don't know why. They're sticking together. Here it is. So yeah, so the major arcana, the Wheel of Fortune, is also like a clock, circular. You can see it has hands, okay? It has hands. And honestly, it's kind of creepy because I never noticed that on each spoke there's like a fairy, but the one that's really calling to me is in the exact same placement on the wheel as this other card. So you can see here, there's that hand that's stuck there. See there's that hand also, same almost position. So something major is going on at that time. You know, if you're going through a divorce, you know, your divorce may get stuck a little bit in getting dissolved for whatever reason. If you're separating, going through a separation, you know, you may have stalled it. You know, anything that stalls, know that things are going to move forward later. Do not make, this is where I would caution you, do not make any attempt to slow things down. Because if you slow things down, it's going to be delayed for way too long. And I feel like you're going to get stuck in inaction, not doing anything, not taking necessary steps. Pisces can get stuck, you know, it's like Pisces lives underwater. It takes, you know, everything that happens underwater is like in slow motion. I don't like to see any kind of time restrictions too much on Pisces. Pisces don't do well with time restrictions. You may feel like you're rushing to get things done, or you're, again, trying really, really hard to move forward, but maybe there's some delay, or there's something that's holding you back, or there's something that you're not able to go forward with at this time. I feel like a lot of you, if you are going through a separation or divorce, it is timely that it happened, and it is time that it happens. So if you're delaying it, that would be negative, okay? I do feel that it would not be in your best interest to delay it at all, okay? Because to me, this is dissolving. You know, things have a natural cycle. To me, the Wheel of Fortune, the time is cyclical. There's natural cycles in the world in things. So this is just something that you want to, you know, be aware of. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I can tell you. I am going to pull one card from my Decameron deck, okay? Just because I feel like I felt it calling to me. I don't know why this deck, you know, is about relationships. To me, this coming apart card is about relationships. Things falling apart, breakups, you know, divorces, things that don't last, you know? There's a lot of negativity, Pisces, around your relationship. I'm going to tell you that now. I'm not even going to hold up the majority of the cards that I pulled. I am going to hold up the wheel, which came up also for this deck, which is the full-blown affair card, okay? Where you can see two people are, you know, hooking up while the other parties, you know, are, you know, it's sort of like people that are aware that their significant other is cheating on them, okay? This is an awareness, okay? It may have been brought to your attention that, you know, your partner was cheating on you. You may be finding out. I feel like there's a lot of strong cards here about third-party issues, okay? Cheating, hookups, hidden activities, just a lot of drama in relationships. So I don't want to go too far into it, but I did want to hold that card up because it is mimicking. You got the Wheel of Fortune essentially 3 times. So that to me it's karma. To me, this is a very strong karmic time. If you are, you know, watching this video after coming out of a relationship, then you are dealing with I feel like your relationships at this time are karmic. So you're dealing with the repercussions of this energy. The thing is okay, so karmic or not, and I'm going to do a whole video about karma. I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to. It's one of those things, karma or not, when you're in a relationship and something happens, whether it's, you know, especially if it's something bad that causes the relationship to come to an end where where it's no longer in integrity, where you no longer want to be with that person, that was supposed to happen to break the relationship down so that you wouldn't go forward. It was a thing that caused it to get to that point where you said, okay, enough's enough. And it's hard for Pisces to ever get to that point because Pisces always kind of swims back and keeps trying and keeps working at it from a different angle, you know? And as I say that, you know, you got the 8 of Cups here, which is it was calling to me from my other deck. And this is you, Pisces, you know, needing to move on, needing to shine a light, needing to use your light for good, not getting caught up in all this other stuff. The 8 of Cups to me is about moving on from any kind of troubling emotions, any kind of troubling times. So that's the process. That's where you need to get, you know. I do want to say some of you have alcohol problems or a partner has alcohol problems. Specifically, though, I feel like you have alcohol problems, especially for Pisces females. I don't know if I'm saying that. If you could be watching this for a Pisces partner, too, also, they could be having alcohol problems. I'm noticing, because it's a Cups card, there's a lot of empty cups here. Or broken glasses, or glasses that have fallen over. I see them as more lights, though, than actual cups. But for some reason, I feel like some of you may be like recovering alcoholics, or you may be maybe you had a drinking problem in the past and you're dealing with it in some way. Like instead of having 10 glasses of wine, maybe you only have 1 glass now. It's one of those things where you're kind of, you know, you may be, I want to say, drowning your sorrows, okay? Drowning your sorrows in alcohol because of other problems, other things. So if you had issues with cheating within a relationship, you may be drowning your issues, drowning your problems and issues with that in your alcohol. But there's a lot of karma here, a lot of things that are fated to be at a certain time. This is where the Emperor comes in too. There's strong energy here too. To me, karma is lessons that you signed up for, moving forward, despite all the shit that happens to you. Learning things from relationships. Some of you have karma in relationships, I want to say very strongly, and then others, to me, it's try as you might, you're trying to move forward, and it's very, very difficult for you. For whatever reason, you're having a difficult time moving forward. Some of you also may have some strong Taurus in your chart, or you may be in a relationship to a Taurus. I feel like this Taurus vibe that has a difficult time, that's having a difficult time moving ahead, getting forward, like just trying to go forward. And part of that is because you haven't learned the lesson yet. So something is repeating itself. Something is cyclical. Something is happening. You know, if you've been in relationship after relationship where there's been cheating, or if you've been in, you know, time after time after time doing something, whatever it is, for good or for bad, that thing has to stop. Those actions need to stop in order for you to move on from this. You have to say, okay, I learned that. I get that. But it's not just like, okay, if somebody used to tell you, okay, you need to learn to swim, and you'd be like, okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to learn how to swim. It's different. Karma's different, where you actually really have to feel it. And I feel like Pisces delays any kind of pain, okay, because Pisces doesn't want to feel any pain. But that's part of what they signed up for. They signed up to feel everything, because their shadow, Virgo, essentially is so grounded that they're just not open. They just don't. You know, they're more practical. Emotions aren't practical. Virgo is like, I'm gonna go buy a cup of coffee rather than sit down and talk to you about your issue. You know? That's what your shadow is. So you signed up to learn how to deal with the pain, how to deal with emotion, how to move forward. And I feel like just some of you need to move on and heal from a relationship that was unhealthy. And you may just be going through a time where that's what's going on. Some of you, it may be different in different phases of that. But you have the Metamorphosis card here too, which is about, to me, transition. Okay, it's like the death card. To me, it's like the Metamorphosis card is like the death card in my regular deck. And I'm going to show that to you because I feel like it's important for you to see it. I'm going to show you two cards. I'm going to show you the Emperor here, which I was thinking about, which to me mimics this whole wheel theme. The Emperor is cyclical. You know, it's this giant circle, right? Giant circle. Right, there we go. You got the giant circle 4 times. You know, you may have been married several times, okay? Or you may have been in relationship after relationship that sucked, okay? Many times. Or you may have been going through some financial situations, you know, that have been difficult, trying, you know, hardship. I will tell you that if your partner is cheating or you're cheating on your partner, your finances won't improve, okay? The only way things are going to move forward is if you learn the lesson, number one, at a certain time. It has to be at the right time. And number 3 is, I want to say, it has to do with the people that are involved in your life. They need to also make the decision to move forward as well. So it's not just about you here. I feel like there's other people that are involved. I do feel like there are children involved. I feel like some of you have children. Some of you are married. And there's cheating going on, and there's hardship going on, and it's unhealthy, and sort of like you need to get out of the situation. The Metamorphosis card there, the Death card, is change. Inevitably change. You can't escape change. So there is an element of the escapist here. There's an element of either you or your partner wants to escape their responsibilities. Either you or your partner does not want to face the music. Either you or your partner doesn't want to change. You don't want to change. Again, the strong Taurus vibe. The problem is that when fate's involved, there's nothing that you can do about it. Okay? And the harder you fight it, the worse it's going to be. I feel like, and that's what I just want to tell you. So I was going to show you the Death card too here, which is the Rising of the Phoenix. You know? So I just feel like you're going through some major changes, especially within relationships. Some of you may be going through changes in career as well. I don't feel it's more career. I feel like it's more financial, which is also linked to career a lot of times. You know, could be job loss, but I feel like it's more just relationship. I feel like there's karma here. Karma, major karma. Anything that's happened, let's just say it's negative, okay? Let's just say your partner cheated on you, okay? Or let's just say, you know, you lost a job. Whatever that happened, it's karmic, okay? So you can say, okay, I'm learning from this experience, and I'm going to move forward knowing that I learned from that experience. And knowing why that happened. You also may have some sort of Scorpio in your chart too, because Scorpio is resistant to change, and Scorpio rules the death card. So to me, this is like strong Scorpio that doesn't understand why things are happening. So you may be that person that just doesn't get it. Like you're like, I don't get it. You're like, I just don't understand why this is happening to me. I'm a good person. I don't deserve to go through this shit. I don't need this shit. I don't want the drama. You know, to me, you're not understanding that. I know this is very hard to explain, but you're not understanding all the factors that are part of life. So we're told, I feel like some of you are living in the fairy tale, and I'm just going to say this, okay? The fairy tale is about when you meet someone, you fall in love, you have sex, you get married, all that, and and then you live happily ever after. That's the fairy tale, okay? The reality is life has a lot of factors. Maybe the shit hits the fan factors, whatever you want to call it, that it's not necessarily about the fairy tale, okay? It's about lessons. It's about karma. And there's sometimes you meet people that say your partner cheated on you. Well, that's karma, because you know, Pisces are, you know, older souls, typically older souls, okay? You're going through the tail end of the zodiac, okay, experiencing life. So anything that happens most likely is karma. But anything that's fated to happen at a specific time, in a specific place, specifically, it's going to be difficult to fight. And if you fight it, it just hurts you more, okay? So if something isn't working, you need to stop and say, okay, this isn't working anymore. I'm going to change it. In a way, the death card is forcing you to change. I feel like there's some element here where you are forced to make the change. You may have been in a relationship which needed to end a long time ago, but you didn't do anything about it. Maybe you convinced yourself that, you know, you were staying for the kids, or maybe you convinced yourself that it wasn't financially going to work if you left, or maybe you convinced yourself that, you know, for whatever reason, you know, to stay. But this is where you can't. Excuse me, because you got the death card there. So a lot of different things popping up for you, Pisces. I'm going to leave it there. I've said a lot of things. I think I was talking about life factors. I do want to say that real quick. Life factors. So it's not about the fairy tale. It's different factors that come up in life. There's nothing that you can do about it, really. You have to accept it and go with the flow and do the best that you can with it. And know that you will come out better on the other side, always, because that's the point of life. Learning something. And when you learn something, it does make you feel good, okay? To finally have mastered it. It's sort of like the graduation. You know, you go to graduation, you feel good. It's a happy moment. You've passed something. You've done something. You've learned something at school. Think of your life as taking that final class, and it sucks so bad, and you're like, you have what you call senioritis, where you don't want to go to school anymore, you don't want to deal with the bullshit anymore, you just want to get to a place where you're happy and things are good, but there are certain things that you signed up for. So this is like that final class that you have to take, and you know, your life might be all about final classes. You know, each relationship is a final class. I don't feel like, though, I don't feel like you're going to be in negative situations for all eternity. I feel like the stuff that you're going through now, especially if you're breaking up or getting a divorce, is clearing the slate for something better. Something really, really positive. I feel like you're going to meet a very beautiful and smart and funny individual, and you're gonna have a lot in common with them. The next relationship you're gonna have, it's gonna be a lot. You're gonna have a lot in common. It's gonna be like one of those types of relationships you don't you don't really fight because there's really nothing to fight about. It's kind of going to be interesting. I definitely feel like it's going to be different. There's going to be passion there, and love there, but I don't feel like it's going to be as drama filled as the other relationship that you had. And if you're in drama right now and that's just the pattern that you're in, you have to be careful of getting into more drama. That's the cycle that you're in. You have to, in order to move forward, you have to break the cycle, and stop doing what you've been doing, and do something different. So that's where I'm going to leave you. I know this is going to be a long video, but there's a lot of cards coming up. So I'm going to leave off there. Thank you guys so much for liking, subscribing, Google Plusing all my videos. I really appreciate it. And I will be back again for the June videos. So stay tuned for more. And if you'd like to have a private reading, feel free to email me, elizabetholson31@gmail.com. That will be posted below. I also have a website, oracledaphne.com. And, thank you guys again for your love and support. I really appreciate it. I'm going to send you big hugs, big kisses, and I will talk to you guys soon. All right, take care. All the best. Bye.